KoreaITTimes.com. Dusan에너빌리티 strengthens gas turbine supply chain in partnership with HD현대 Marine Engine. Dusan에너빌리티 is ramping up efforts to strengthen the domestic gas turbine supply chain. As global demand for gas turbines surges, their strategy is to increase the portion of domestically sourced parts to proactively respond to market changes. On April 24, Dusan에너빌리티 announced that it had signed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) with HD현대 Marine Engine for the development of precision casting technology for gas turbines and agreed to contract for producing turbine blade prototype materials. Turbine blades are critical components that are connected to the rotor, the central axis of a gas turbine, and require precise manufacturing techniques. Under the agreement, Dusan에너빌리티 will be responsible for the design and quality assessment of the turbine blades, while HD현대 Marine Engine will handle the precision casting of the blade materials. The signing ceremony took place at the Dusan에너빌리티 headquarters in Changwon, Gyeongsang-namdo, attended by Dusan에너빌리티 Power Service BG head Son Seung-woo, HD현대 Marine Engine CEO Kang Young, and other representatives from both companies. Dusan에너빌리티 aims to reinforce the domestic procurement system for gas turbine parts and increase localization through this collaboration. This move is seen as preparation for the anticipated expansion of global market demand. According to industry forecasts, the global gas turbine market, which was approximately $18.7 billion last year, is expected to grow to $22.7 billion by 2031. Strengthening the domestic supply chain is essential to respond to the globally increasing demand for gas turbines, said Son Seung-woo, head of Power Service BG at Dusan에너빌리티. We will lead the expansion of the domestic gas turbine ecosystem based on our accumulated technology and experience. mk.co.kr. HD현대에너지솔루션 up nearly 19% ahead of election 2025, May 30. South Korean solar energy equipment company HD현대에너지솔루션 Co. saw its share surge nearly 19% on Friday, ahead of the presidential election on June 3, 2025. HD현대에너지솔루션 shares were trading at 404,000 won as of 10:35 a.m. on Friday, up to 8.11% from the previous session. The stock jumped to as much as 16.95% to 47,600 won shortly after the market opened. Other renewable energy related stocks also rose, with SK Eternix Co. gaining 6.32% and Green Chemical Co. up 3.19%. These gains come amid growing attention on renewable energy stocks driven by campaign pledges to expand the sector in the lead-up to the early presidential election. Lee Jae-myung, the presidential candidate of the Democratic Party of Korea, stated earlier that we must swiftly develop the renewable energy industry and pledged to establish the Ministry of Climate and Energy to foster carbon-neutral industries as new growth engine. HD현대에너지솔루션 shares have risen 42.31% so far this month, while those of SK Eternix having gained 11.9%. PV Magazine USA.com. April 28, 2025. HD현대에너지솔루션's begin mass production of N-type TOPCon cells. Amid growing trade tensions and shifting solar supply chains, HD현대에너지솔루션 has officially begun mass production of its next generation N-type TOPCon solar cells, strengthening its foothold in the high-efficient solar markets across the US and globally. N-type TOPCon technology offers notable advantages over conventional P-type cells, including higher conversion efficiency, superior thermal stability, and enhanced durability against degradation. By leveraging its Korean manufacturing base, HD현대에너지솔루션 ensures not only premium product quality and reliable delivery, but also mitigates risk tied to U.S. trade policy uncertainties, an increasingly critical factor for buyers seeking stable supply partners. Through its U.S. subsidiary, the company is expanding its portfolio of residential and commercial high-output modules, with a strong focus on ultra-high efficiency modules rated at 640 watt and above. Trade dynamics are adding to the appeal of Made in Korea. The U.S. government under the Trump administration has reinforced the protectionist measures, imposing steep preliminary traffic tariffs on solar products imported from Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, and Cambodia, as exports from alternative Southeast Asia countries such as Indonesia and Laos surge. Speculation is rising that further anti-dumping and circumvention investigations could follow. In this climate, South Korea's reputation as a reliable trade partner gives Korean-made solar products a decisive edge. Adding to this momentum, the U.S. will lift the tariffs on up to 12.5 gigawatt of imported crystalline silicon photovoltaic cells annually starting August 1, 2024, more than double the previous 5 gigawatt quota. The move reflects a critical gap while U.S. module production capacity is ramping up. Domestic cell supply remains insufficient. Seizing this opportunity, HD현대에너지솔루션 plans not only expand module sales but also supply Korean-made cells directly to U.S. manufacturers backed by its licensed TOPCon technology. The company is also closely monitoring market conditions, considering the expansion of its Korean production facilities, as well as potential entry into U.S. or third country markets depending on evolving conditions. Looking ahead, HD현대에너지솔루션 is advanced beyond N-type cells. It is scaling up mass production technologies for HDT cells and accelerating R&D into tandem cells combining perovskite and HDT technologies. With a dual focus on technological leadership and supply chain resilience, the company aims to cement its position as a global solar industry leader. Korea IT Times. Dusanability expands global gas-fired power plant construction orders. 2025. June 10. Dusanability is expanding its order portfolio in the global gas-fired power plant construction market. The company announced on June 9 that it has signed a contract worth approximately $9 billion, 900 billion won, about $770 million, for the construction of Mon gas-fired combined cycle power plant in Vietnam, partnering with Vietnam's largest state-owned enterprise, the Vietnam National Industry and Energy Group. In this project, Dusanability formed a consortium with the PECC2, a local power plant construction specialist in Vietnam, and is responsible for main plant equipment supply, construction, and overall commissioning. Located about 180 kilometers southwest of Ho Chi Minh City, the Mon 4 power plant will have a total capacity of 1,155 megawatts and is scheduled to be complete in 2028. Once operational, the facility is expected to contribute significantly to stabilizing electricity supply in southern Vietnam, including the nearby Can Tho region. Lee Hun Ho, Plant EPC Business Group Head of Dusanability, stated, "Our proven competitiveness in executing numerous projects in the Vietnamese power market has been reflected in this winning bid," and added, "With Vietnam planning to add up to 37.4 gigawatt of gas-fired power capacity by 2030, we will actively pursue more orders moving forward." Including this contract, Dusanability has secured a total of 5 overseas gas-fired power plant projects worth approximately 4.3 trillion won, $3.7 billion this year. Starting with a project in Qatar worth around 290 billion won, $250 million in February, the company also secured a contract for a project